there are two big stories in the big AI news cycle right now, and they're both about the same company, and I believe they're actually both the same story. So 4 days ago, on June 1st, Anthropic filed, not discreetly, maybe confidentially is the word they used, for their $960 billion IPO. I actually think it's more than that. So good for them. If you don't know Anthropic, they make Claude, and yeah, they make Claude. I don't know if they make anything else. Um, the same company 4 days later, so just yesterday, maybe it was this morning, I'm not sure, uh, wrote an article calling for the pause of all frontier AI development. This company that is, they're ahead of OpenAI at this point, and they're filing their IPO early, is pulling a move that's as old as fucking dirt. This has been around forever. It happened with big pharma. It happened with the car companies. It happened with telecoms. This is a monopoly strategy out of ye old fucking rule book for tycoons, and I want to talk about it for a minute. So here's the announcement, June 1st, on Anthropic's own website, that they're filing for an IPO. Here is the market response. It's going to reshape AI investing. And then we get to this fucking thing that dropped yesterday or this morning. I'm not sure. And I'll just kind of summarize it. It's certainly worth reading, but there's a lot of bullshit in here. They got this thing called recursive self-improvement. And what they're throwing up here is that, well, first off, their Anthropic engineers ship 8 times as much code per quarter as they did from 21 to 25. So apparently Claude has engineers, which is neat. And you get down here where they get to their evidence, and then all of a sudden they say Claude writes 80% of our code. So what the fuck are these engineers doing at 8 times their potential, I guess? I don't know. They do take a moment here to mention that 8 times lines of codes per engineer per day is an overstatement of true productivity gain, which is nice that they wait 8 fucking pages before they mention, like, oh, that thing that we started off with isn't actually true. And then they get on into the whole narrowing of human involvement. And the real problem here is that our product could self-improve. So our product could improve all by itself, and it would get so good that I don't fucking know. We don't need a CEO. Like, nobody in the history of product selling has ever made this argument before. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be some amount of safety or maybe even regulation when it comes to AI. Uh, but this in particular, this combination of the IPO and this call for safety measures is clear as fucking day. The problem is, once you start putting these things in place, who designs the checkpoints? Who designs the audits? Who decides which models are good and which ones are bad? And let me tell you, the company that IPOs for fucking $1 trillion is going to have a big, big say in that process. So why do I care about this? And more importantly, why should you? Assuming you're, on board with me, I do a lot of videos on running local models, and that's super important to me. Local AI, open source weights, this is all stuff I'm really into. And if Anthropic's pause includes, certain thresholds, like minimum GPU requirements, like a startup with 4 GPUs, no, you're not in. You got to have 100 GPUs. And NVIDIA won't sell them to you because we're in line for the next million, whatever. They have a term in there called verifiable enforcement. And if that means audits and monitoring, reporting, like, who pays for that? Companies that can afford the compliance, who are also writing the compliance rules, can afford it, but startups can't. And then there's Mythos. Mythos is this AI model that Anthropic came out and said, oh, we can't release this to the public. We can only release it to vetted organizations who need to patch their software or whatever. Like, what happens when that list becomes legal, when that is formalized as a whitelist, these are the only companies that can have it, then you and I become non-vetted users, and we are not allowed to use that software any longer, or derivative software or anything like that. Yeah, that's just fucked. I guess in the end, I'm not trying to say there isn't a need for some sort of AI safety. If this recursive self-improvement risk is real, maybe it is something that we should be worried about. I highly doubt it. It sounds more like more the same fundraising pitch that they've been going on about, like, oh, this our product's so dangerous, it's amazing, and it's going to save the world, but it could destroy the world. Fucking invest now, quick. Uh, I don't know. I was thinking about this, and there's a bunch of great examples. But before 1960, you could buy, a Ford, a GM, a Chevy, but you could also buy a Studebaker, a Hudson, a Packard. And nobody came out and said, like, I don't want to buy a Packard anymore. These other companies just got regulated out of the market by the big three. And that's what's happening right now. Anthropic is not asking for a pause because they think AI is bad. They can't think AI is bad, right? It's their fucking product. They're only doing this so that they can dominate and then monopolize the market. So on the other side of the moat, they have very few competitors, and I feel like this is super transparent. And I don't think I don't think there's anything we can do about this. To be honest, I'm not going to tell you to call your senator or your fucking alderman. Uh, it just sucks. It just sucks, and it's probably going to happen.